Hey, 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 my internet friends. It's Jerry Tolliver, your financial literacy advocate, entrepreneur, and spiritual animal. Today, I really want to talk to you guys about a subject that's really been sitting on my heart. And this subject actually is really close to me because it's something that I personally work on every single day. It's something that I strive to become better at every single day. It's something that I consciously work on, right? Because it's hard and it's constantly a battle within myself. And I know that if I'm battling with it, I know plenty of other people are battling with it too. And this that I'm talking about is actually about learning to trust yourself. Learning to trust yourself. Now, the reason why I want to talk about this is because there's been this common theme that I have been seeing, especially going into the new year in 2018, where people just really don't trust one another. Well, they just don't trust, period. They don't trust. They don't have any interest in trusting. They just don't want to do it. And I really want to kind of dig deeper into this, right? I wanted to define what exactly trust is and why is it so difficult for us to trust, and how can we overcome this barrier to become better in this area. So let's first discuss what is trust, right? I looked at the definition, and trust is a firm belief in the reliability, truth, ability, or strength of someone or something. Synonyms are confidence, belief, faith, certainty, assurance, conviction, reliance. So this is the definition of trust. And this is trust as a noun. Because living in this day of age of technology, it has its very interesting dynamics. What is designed to bring us closer together, in most cases, what you're seeing is actually breaking us apart. I mean, I see memes, I see quotes, videos, articles every single day about people that don't trust, right? People that are talking about cutting other people off or just not trusting the people around them. But I want to ask you, and I want you to think about this. Who do you trust? Is it family members? Is it a friend, colleagues, work partners? Yourself. Do you trust yourself? And trust, in my opinion, is often a very underrated emotion. It's an act of an emotion. Trust is a sign of vulnerability, right? Hoping that the people that we choose to express and reveal our deeper selves with can bring us greater companionship. It can bring us love, happiness, and overall, personal satisfaction. It breeds organic agreement, relaxation, and comfort within us all. Don't you always feel comfortable around someone that you can trust, no matter who it is, whether it's someone that's close to you or someone that's not as close to you? Don't you always feel in agreement with that person? Don't you always feel relaxed around that person and comfortable around that person? Well, do you feel that way about people around you, and do you feel that way about yourself? Why is it so hard for us to trust, and how can we do a better job? First, I believe that in order to be honest with someone else, you have to be honest with yourself first, right? Very often in life, we are influenced by other people. We're conforming to ideas and the shoulda, woulda, couldas, and things and ideas that were imposed upon us by society, friends, family members, right? We decide to get married at a certain age based on society. We decide on settling down. We decide on having children. We decide on going to college. We decide on starting businesses. We decide on quitting businesses. We decide so many things in our life just based on what other people think, right? What how we feel about what other people may think of us. But it's important. It's really, really important that we slow down those voices in our heads that are telling us not to take a chance or be vulnerable. It's important to question where those thoughts are coming from. And then we need to align our actions with what we really desire. Because learning to trust who you are and who you are becoming at first can be really intimidating. We live in a society full of highlight reels. We live in a society full of what 140 characters, masks, and unfamiliar people. Because most times we don't know what or how we truly feel. until we really sit down and quiet the voices in our mind and we listen to those and we come to the conclusion of what really matters to us. I mean, in my life, when I grew up in a community of people that teased me about my name. They teased me about wearing glasses. They teased me about not having the coolest shoes or the clothes or talking white, quote unquote, and so on. And I've been picked on. I've been backstabbed. I've been talked down upon. I've been disrespected. And it all came from people that I thought cared about me. I blamed them. I wished a lot of ill will upon them until I realized that it wasn't really them that I didn't trust. It was myself. It was me that I didn't trust. I didn't trust that the authentic me, my true self wasn't lovable enough. I didn't have confidence in my own depth, the core of me, right? I didn't have enough trust that it already contained greatness, that it already contained wisdom, that it already contained love. I didn't trust that the unfolding process of my life, as I ventured down the road of uncertainty, I didn't trust that it would unfold for me. I didn't trust that the seeds that I was planting in my life would sprout eventually. I doubted myself. I doubted my worth. I doubted my possibilities. And I realized that it was me. It was me that was choosing to keep these people in my space and sucking me dry of everything that I had. So one day I decided that I didn't want to feel like that anymore. I decided that I didn't want to feel like that. So I forgave myself. I forgave myself for allowing outside people and circumstances to weigh so heavily on my entire being and on my spirit. I forgave myself for stifling my own voice to please other people. I forgave myself for ignoring my inner calling. You see, this lifelong journey that you're on, and it is a lifelong journey. The journey that you're on, it's a journey to develop more faith in yourself. It's a journey to lighten up, take chances, make mistakes, and then repair and learn from them. Because life is an experience, and we have to enjoy it while we're here. I have this very boldly written statement on my notebook that I use every single day. And the statement says, stop taking yourself so seriously. Because I don't know about you, but I have to schedule fun for myself. I have to tell myself it's time to take a break. It's time to disconnect from the devices, from social media, from being connected to everything, because it can be draining. It can be really, really draining on your emotions, on your spirit, because you'll be bombarded with so much energy. And oftentimes it's hard to even identify it, especially when you're absorbing it from social media. But that's why it's really important that what you engage with on social media, you have to sort through it all. You have to sort through it, especially if your friends on your social media, if they vibrate at a lower level frequency. Because those lower level frequencies they're going to bring you down to that lower level frequency. So it's important that we check ourselves and we reflect and we stop taking ourselves so seriously. It's okay to have some fun. It's okay to trust that what we're doing now, we will reap the benefits later. No matter if it's money, if it's success, if it's love. If we plant those seeds, they will sprout. As long as we water them daily, as long as we work towards them, they will grow. So after this time to reflect, right, I realized that I have to stop taking myself so seriously, because things will go wrong sometimes. But isn't that the beauty of life? Isn't that the beauty of it, that you can make mistakes and you can still keep going? The life experiences that you can boldly and confidently say that you overcame. Isn't that what life is about? After taking all the time to reflect on where I was in my life, I learned that nobody is perfect. And you don't need to be perfect to relax. You don't need to be perfect to say what's on your heart. You don't have to be perfect to take a shot at life, because it is your life at the end of the day. It's about the bigger picture. That is what matters most. It's about the long-term view. It's not about seeing what's right in front of you right now. It's about trusting that what you're doing, that trusting that the seeds that you're planting will eventually sow. You'll eventually reap what you sow. So here's what I want you to do. With much gentleness and with much compassion, self-compassion, I want you to take a look at yourself, and I want you to ask yourself, is there self-doubt that's holding you back? Is it fear of failing? Is it fear of looking bad? When you imagine being your true, authentic self, is there an expectation of rejection, misunderstanding, or shaming, right? Because often when we want to share our ideas or our excitement with other people, don't we get that reservation within ourselves that say, maybe I shouldn't share this with them because they might not be happy for me. Or maybe I shouldn't share this with them because they'll throw it back in my face. Or maybe I shouldn't share them because this makes me feel very vulnerable. Understand that we are all concerned about that. Everybody is concerned about seeming bad or seeming weak, but I want you to challenge those ideas. Are those things actually so bad or so weak? Maybe you've internalized the criticism that you've had for so long, right? And you completely missed the memo about all the beautiful qualities that you possess. When you learn to trust yourself, you will find that there is so much that's right about you, that's inside of you. You will discover much of what's true and what really matters. You'll discover so many gifts that are waiting to be given and so many strengths that are waiting to be uncovered. All you need to do is trust yourself to know that you are going to make the right choices. You are going to make the right decisions. You have to trust yourself to know that the voice that you hear inside is guiding you on the right path. You will encounter people. I trust me. You will encounter people that won't accept you. You will encounter people that will belittle you, that will abandon you, that will try to distract you from your calling. But I promise you, it'll be okay. You will get back on that path. But it's okay. All right. I want you to learn to trust yourself and be okay with being your true, authentic self. So today, this week, this lifetime, I want you to see what happens when you start betting on yourself, when you start calling your own shots, when you start having your own back for once, right? When you start having your own back and you start putting yourself in a situation where not only can you trust yourself, but you can also trust others. So see what happens when you let yourself fall backwards into your own arms, and you'll know that they will catch you. So trust yourself, y'all. I want to encourage you to trust yourself. I want you to encourage you to trust others, because deep down inside, that's where it's always going to start. That's where it's always going to come from. So I hope you guys enjoyed the message today. If you did, go ahead and share this message with someone that you feel would definitely benefit from it. But until next time, this is Jerry Tolliver at jerrytolliver.com.